Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do a pumpkin pie today. So first things first, I have my supplies. So I have my mixing bowl, my spatula, and my knife to open my whisk, sorry. Yes, I'm doing the getaway because I don't have a can opener, so bear with me. Okay. So I'm opening the pumpkin puree. I usually make it, whenever I make pies, I usually make it from scratch, but this time I'm not making this one from scratch. And I'm gonna have a couple of pies I'm making tonight, so it's gonna be a long video, but I hope you guys like it, and I'll teach you guys something. Instead of buying your own pies at the store, you can make it from home. So I open the can. So this is a 15-ounce can, any puree pumpkin. Then you need a 14 ounce of sweet condensed milk. And be careful with your hands. So tonight I'm making a couple of pies, and I'm just going to put it in one video. So instead of breaking it up, it's too much. So we don't have to open it fully, but you could pull it back if you want to. But be careful that you don't cut yourself. Okay, so those are the first two ingredients. Then we're going to have ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, a pinch of salt, 2 medium eggs or large egg, ginger, and that's it. So let's get started. I like to do my wet ingredients first, and let me get a spoon. So I'll take all the pumpkin out. And this can of pumpkin was like $1.89 to $2. So might as well buy it and make it yourself. And also I got a ready-made pie crust, the Pillsbury brand. So I got it all out. While I'm doing this, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Then we're going to add the whole can of condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. 14 ounces, guys. If I was making 2 of these, I would have to double it, 2 cans of pumpkin, 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. But I'm just using 1. And to be honest, like Thanksgiving, I usually make a lot of treats, but this year I'm not doing it. And you're not going to use any sugar because this has sugar already. So you don't want to have no diabetes. No more. So we're going to use 2 eggs. As long as your egg don't break, that's fine. I'm going to put a pinch of nutmeg, not a lot, just a little bit, because nutmeg is strong. And then a little bit of the cinnamon. That's it. And they say like a teaspoon, but I put a little bit of ginger. Not too much, guys. You don't want to overpower your stuff. And a pinch of salt. And now we're going to use the whisk and whisk up this. This is extremely thick. Just to see. Make sure you just mix it in well because you don't want to have lumps in your pasta pie. Any pie you make, you don't want to mess it up. This is what. Okay, so your mixture look like this. That's done. Now I'm going to, I have a clean pie pan and I'm going to put butter in my pan so that the crust won't get stuck. So I have, and then use the back of the spoon, and I like my butter to be room temperature. I don't like it to be too cold because when you have cold butter, baking is not easy for anything that you bake to come out properly. So I like room temperature. So my pan is buttered, and I can put flour as well if I want to. Just a pinch of flour and just bring it around. Now I'm taking out my pie crust. This is the Pillsbury pie crust. Is already made. And going to open it soft, because you don't want to mess up your pie crust. Okay, there we go. It's gonna look a little crazy because it's still a little frozen, but so I added my pumpkin filling in the crust. I like to scrape it all out. Sorry guys for the noise, but I like every piece of my filling to be in my thing, and then just shake it to make it even, and that's the first pie down. So that's in the oven. So I'm gonna clean off all my supplies, and then I'm gonna get started with the second pie. So for my second pie, it's not really a pie, it's a cheesecake. So I use 4 blocks of cream cheese. I put 2 eggs. Okay. I'm gonna use whipping cream in here. I put butter. Okay. I also put vanilla extract, and I put sugar. So always make sure that your cream cheese is soft. So some people make it different, some people, you know. Yep, you put cream cheese, 1.5 cups of sugar. You can put sour cream, but I'll put in whipped cream. You could put 7 eggs if you want to. 7 eggs, 2 egg yolks, a teaspoon of salt, and lemon zest. That's if you want to make it like that, but I make it different. But the reason why they put 7, that's if you want to do 6. I only do 4. This is giving me a hard time. Let me get my knife. You don't have to put, I'm not going to put the butter in. Sorry guys. I'm not going to put butter in this thing. It's not called for butter. I don't know why I said butter. But you don't put butter in your cheesecake. And we all know cheesecake is expensive, so we might as well make it at home. I've been making this for a couple of years now at home. That's my phone. And that's me and y'all pulling back. Guys, I tell you, this cream cheese is melting. It's melting. Look how, oh, this cream cheese is melted. And you can use any cream cheese. I used to use Philadelphia, but to be honest, any cream cheese could go well with making cheesecake. And I'm making it a little different this year by putting the whipped cream. Oh my god. Hold on, guys. Okay, so we're back with the next pie. I'm doing cheesecake. So I'm gonna put, I do my own measurements. I don't follow the ingredients. But if you want to, they have it on the board. So I'm gonna put, I have 4 blocks of cheesecake, cream cheese. I'm gonna do sugar. I use brown sugar. You can use any sugar you want, white, brown, whatever. So I'm gonna open my sugar, my bag of sugar. And then you could put 1.5 cup of sugar, but I just measure it like so, because 1 cup is a lot. Okay. Right. And I put the sugar back there. Now I use, you could put a cup of sour cream, but I'm putting light whipping cream because I like mine nice. You don't have to add whipping cream if you don't want to. It's my first time doing it this way and it's so nice. It looks good. And I'm using a wooden spoon. Oh guys, look at this. This is the amount of whipping cream that I'm putting in my cheesecake. I'm using 2 eggs. I'm actually going to use 3 because it's a lot. So you can use 3 eggs. Then we're going to have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So it's like a pinch of salt. Not too much. And guys, I barely have any salt in this container, so that's why I'm using it. A pinch of salt. And lemon zest, but I like to put vanilla in mine. You can make your cheesecake any way you like it. There's no one way of making cheesecake. And I'm going to use my wooden spoon because there's a lot of cream cheese. I think I'm going to use the whole thing of whipping cream in here. Just for the simple fact that I have a lot of cream cheese. Like I said, you could use white sugar if you want, but I like to use whatever sugar I got, to be honest. Still going to taste like cheesecake. A little messy, but I'm just gonna mix. And I can put the rest of this in here. Guys, you see, this is thick. Here's the rest. Just chop all this. make this every year for my family, but it's my first time using the whipping cream. And I think it's going to make it fluffier. Because when you make a cheesecake, it's better to make it overnight because it has to be in the fridge for like a couple of hours. Sometimes you can make it, you can keep it in for 24 hours. You could be on the phone, it's fine. It could be for 24 hours. I like to keep my cheesecake in the fridge for 24 hours because, to be honest, that's the best. God, this cheesecake tastes good already. So I'm gonna, don't worry, my hands are washed. And I'm going to use a whisk. But I like to get all my filling in there. Some people make it with 6 blocks. I always make it with 4 blocks. And to be honest, it's enough for me and my family. And it lasts longer. And you could make a cheesecake. You can make it as big as you want, as small as you want, it don't matter. And you can slice it as big as you want too. So I'm gonna go in with my whisk. It's a lot of work. Thick. I like to hand mix my cheesecake. I don't like to blend it. And I usually set my cream cheese out a little longer, but it's okay. Always make sure your cream cheese is like a little room temperature. You don't want it to be too cold because it's going to be hard to mix. So that's how I do it first until I'm able to mix it. You can see there's a lot of hand. Like I said, you don't have to put vanilla in your cheesecake batter, but sometimes it's good to be different. Still want to have a nice taste. I only make this at least once or twice a year. I don't make this often because it's a lot. And plus, sometimes a lot of cheesecakes, cream cheese is expensive. So what you want to do is catch it on sale. It don't have to be the Philadelphia brand. It could be any brand of cheesecake. Just make sure, cream cheese, sorry. Just make sure that it tastes good. That's it. Some people are funny. They will do the Philadelphia, but Philadelphia brand is expensive now, and people ain't got money like that, especially in this inflation we're going through right now. So use what you got. As long as your family like it and it tastes good, that's what matters. So this video is going to be a 3-in-1. The first clip is on pumpkin pie, and I put my pumpkin pie in the oven. And I set my oven for 350. My cheesecake, I usually put it on for 400. And I'm going to show you guys how I make my crust for the cheesecake. You could do graham cracker crust. You could do any cookies you have. One year I did graham cracker and I did chocolate chip cookie crust. I didn't really like that. You could do Oreo crust. Any crust you want to do for cheesecake, you can do. So that's, cheesecake is versatile. You don't always have to make it the classic way, but I make it the classic way majority of the time. And this is, sometimes I get lazy and I just put it in and it cooks same. where you're supposed to get all the lumps and bumps out. Perfect cheesecake. My cheesecake tastes good. Every time. It never fails. See? Look at all that. All that cream cheese. Okay. I'm going to mix it with the bowl again because the whisk is not giving me how I wanted it. So, mix it with the bowl. Make sure you get everything out of the whisk. I'm just going to use a regular spoon and mix. I try to get as much lumps as I could get out of it because you don't want your cheesecake to be lumpy or dumpy. And also make sure you have a cheesecake pan as well. You could have any size cheesecake pan. You can make mini cheesecakes, large, extra large, extra large, depending on the size of your family and how much people are coming. I usually make 2, but I'm just making 1. I'm making 1 of everything. One apple pie, 1 pumpkin pie, 1 cheesecake for this video. This year I'm not really doing a lot. So I'm not going to mix it all the way till it's smooth. You're supposed to, but I don't always do that, and mine still come out good. Sometimes the lumps don't come out because of the temperature of the cream cheese. But when you bake it and when it goes in the refrigerator, it levels itself out. So you don't have to worry about it. As long as it tastes good, it tastes like cheesecake, that's what that matters. Okay, now I'm going to bring over, I'm going to clean up my section first, and then I'm going to bring over my pan. Always have a clean surface when you're doing this because you need a lot of space. So, my pan is hot. So this is my pan, a cheesecake pan. If those of you that don't know, a cheesecake pan has an opening there. You can open this slot. I'm putting it down because my pan is hot. I had it on top of the stove and the oven is on. So this is the pan that I'm using. I'm using a big pan. And I need to graham crackers. So in order for me to make my crust, I'm using graham crackers. You can use any graham crackers. You can use graham crackers with cinnamon, plain. I like using it with cinnamon. So have graham crackers to make my crust. And I have butter. Now, you have to put your butter in the microwave and warm it up. So you could use as much graham crackers you want. So I use 2 packs of graham crackers. And I like to put it in this. And just break it up like so. In the container, in the packaging itself. And just put it in. Sometimes I like to get the plain graham crackers, but this time I got the cinnamon one. If you don't have a food processor, you can always use a rolling pin. I'm going to show you guys how to do it with the rolling pin. That's the first set. And usually graham crackers are cheap, so you don't really have to spend a lot of money or making pies at home for the holidays. To be very honest. For those of you that don't like noise, I'm sorry, but my videos are realistic. If you want somebody fake, watch their video. But I'm showing you because I want to teach you guys what I do. So I have a rolling pin and I just mash it in a plastic. To the back. And don't hit the bag too hard because you don't want to burst the bag. You just want to crush your crackers as smooth as possible. You don't have to make it overly smooth. Like, guys, I'm telling you, you really don't have to do all that. Like, it's a crust. Okay. I want to post this video in real time. I'm not editing it. This is real raw. I want you guys to see how I make my pies at home for Thanksgiving, for smaller Thanksgiving, and I prep my pies the night before, especially cheesecake. I like to keep it in the microwave for 24 hours. You can use your hands too. There's some chunky part, so I like my stuff to be fine, right? And then this is how your cracker is going to be, the crust. And then I'm going to take a spoonful. I'm not going to take too much butter, just like 2 to 3 teaspoons. I'm going to put it in this bowl, and then you're just going to mix it with your, I'm gonna do 3. Mix it with your crust, and that's how the crust holds. And also you gotta butter your pan too. So I'm putting it on 30 seconds in the microwave. So while I do that, I'm gonna butter my pan. So put some butter on the back of your spoon. If you don't have a spatula, you can use the back of your spoon. And then just butter your pan. By making pies at home, it saves you a lot of money. You don't gotta spend $7 to $10. Especially with cheesecake. Cheesecakes is like around $30 for a big one like this. Sometimes it's $80 for this size actually. Because cheesecakes are not cheap, guys. Especially if you like, I live in New York City, so if you go to Junior's, a slice is like $14. Why spend that? You could spend $14 getting all your supplies and make your own cheesecake, other than spending it on Junior. I mean, Junior's, yeah, they're the best. Cheesecake tastes good, but still, I'd rather make my own, save some coin. I like to just butter my pan because you don't want your pies or anything to get stuck. It's kind of good filling. And then after I butter it, I put flour. Now I don't put too much. I just put a little bit. And just dust it. A little bit of flour. That's it. So our butter is melted. As you can see. And what I do is I pour my butter in here. And I mix it. You can put it in the pan if you want, but I like to do it my way. Okay. To each his own, but I like to do it like this because I like to have my crust to be a certain way. And I don't want your crust to be too soggy, so just mix it up. You could put it in the pan like that already, but ooh, shoot, guys, we make mistakes, which is fine. That's why you gotta work on a clean surface when you're doing these things. And I had enough graham crackers, so that's awesome. I just want the bottom to be all molded, like you don't want to have none. And the 3 spoons of butter was enough. See? That is my crust for my crackers. And if you got lumps, you could just always smooth it out yourself. Tell y'all my truth. You can do it any way you want. I'm gonna go wash my hands and wash my bowl. And if you want to flatten it out more, you can use your spoon and flatten it out some more. Just so that when you put your cheesecake filling on top, you don't have to worry about a lumpy, bumpy crust. See, it should be flat like that. Now it's time to pour my filling in. This is a lot. I'm happy I chose this one because fits the whole entire pan. This is a big cheesecake, guys. And then too, you could just cut your cheesecake in smaller things. And when you're doing cheesecake, you want to put a water dish under it because you don't want your cheesecake to dry out. Every time you make cheesecake, you put fill something with water dish, and then put it in. I like to get all of my cheesecake out because I don't feel like wasting nothing. Right? And you just do it like that. And guys, trust me. Look how big this cheesecake is. I think this is the biggest cheesecake I ever made. So, look at that. It's nice. Now, so I'm going to take my first pie out because it should be ready now. Put it in the oven for 20 something minutes. I'm going to get me a oven mitt. Get me a mitt.